Welcome back to Conversations in English. Each video, I hope to share at least one tool for you to experiment with as you continue building your English skills. Okay, so um, I want to talk just very quickly about this idea of speaking too slowly when we are learning or practicing a language. So this is very, very common. The fear, and I will say that it is a justified fear, meaning that there are people who do judge us for the way that we speak our language. And I think that this is not unique to English. I think that probably in a number of languages, if somebody speaks more slowly, people assume that that person isn't very intelligent or very bright, we might say in American English. And that's not true. But we have to teach ourselves that that's not true. And as a student who is learning a new language, we have to remind ourselves that we're new, we're beginners, even if we've been in a language study for a couple of years. We might have to take our time with our words. So I am encouraging you to take your time with your words. Now, how to deal with the psychological discomfort of thinking that we're being judged. I actually don't know how to fix that for you. What I will ask you to do is, if you were coaching yourself through that feeling of being judged in your own language, what are some of the things that you would say to yourself to help yourself continue to show up, to develop whatever skill it is that you are developing, while you're dealing with the belief that other people think you're not picking that skill up quickly enough, or that you don't do it well enough? So imagine yourself being a new employee, learning a new job role. How much patience do you need to give to yourself in order to actually learn that role so that you are doing it well? Not doing it quickly, but also poorly, but so that you are actually doing your role fluently and doing it well. Whatever conversations, whatever self-encouragement, whatever perseverance and persistence you would tap into in order to get yourself through a new job position, or whatever would be new, a new exercise routine, a new style of eating, if you have health concerns that you are trying to correct, whatever it is that you would do to coach yourself to stay focused and stay true to your commitment in those areas, apply that same coaching, that same understanding that you need support and encouragement and consistency. Apply that to your English practice. So that's one suggestion. Another suggestion that I often give to people is this: it is actually okay to speak slowly. It does a couple of things. For the person learning and practicing the language, it gives our brain time to find the words that we would like to use without adding additional anxiety. Speaking in a different language when we're not 100% comfortable with the language, it's anxiety inducing. We already feel nervous. So slowing ourselves down, remembering to breathe while we're speaking, that actually gives our brain and our body, our nervous system, time to find the words in a calm way. So I do recommend to the people that I work with, it's okay to take your time finding your words in our primary English language. So when I'm speaking English, I will slow down, especially if what I'm saying requires a lot of thoughtfulness and care. I want to do the best that I can to choose the words that are going to be most effective, most compassionate, or considerate, or kind, or thoughtful, if that's what the conversation needs. And it's okay for me to slow down and take my time finding the right words for the kind of communication and the quality of communication that I want to participate in. So I'm giving you permission to slow down. Something else that slowing down does for the conversation is that it allows the listener a little bit more time to hear our words. So this is especially important when we're learning to pronounce words that we are unfamiliar with. If we're speaking very quickly and our pronunciation is not quite right, that is going to add confusion to what the listener hears. If we slow the conversation down, even if we mispronounce words, that space between the words, the slowness of the conversation, gives the other person's brain some time to catch up with what we're saying. Like when you're out in your day talking with people in whatever language you're speaking, your native language, your learned languages, just pay attention to the moments where you hear a word and maybe it happens so fast that you hear it, but it doesn't quite connect with your brain until a few seconds later, and then you think, oh, that's what they said. That's what I'm talking about when we slow the conversation down a little bit, especially when our pronunciation isn't quite what we need it to be in order for people to understand us consistently. So, slowing down gives you, the speaker, more opportunity to find the words that you need, and it gives your listener more space between the words to follow or understand what you're saying. So, I just wanted to come in and say it's okay to speak slowly, and you may have to do some reminding to yourself that you are learning something. And learners who learn things well, sometimes they need a little time to go more slowly with whatever task it is you're doing that's going to teach you how to do the thing you want to learn how to do, which in our case is English. So, thanks again for joining, and have fun out there. Be brave and practice. Thanks.